Welcome back. My name is Galliano, and today we're looking at Boxabl.
Yes, folks, it happened. Welcome back. My name is Carrie, and today I'm taking you inside one of the most exciting home companies around, Boxabl. I've been following Boxabl's progress for about a year now from the outside looking in, which has been fine, but I knew I would not be able to tell the whole story until I was able to make my way down and see everything in person. Long story short, I received an invitation to visit the factory, to which I quickly responded yes, and now I've got a greater appreciation and understanding of what all they've got going on. Most people watch my channel probably already know that Boxabl has a long wait list, but this isn't a company that wants to build 2 to 3 houses per day for the next 40 years and slowly work through their wait list. No, they've got much bigger plans than that. What I'm going to do is check in with one of the founders, give you a behind the scenes look at Boxabl in its current state, and give you my thoughts on this company from the inside looking in. Let's do it.
My name is Galliano Tiramani. I'm one of the founders of Boxabl, and we are here in Las Vegas at our Factory One. So this building is 170,000 square feet, and we've got just over 200 employees right now, and we are trying to grow as fast as we can. I think we've done pretty well so far, but always have, grand aspirations. I want to be faster and bigger, so working on that as hard as we can. When we were thinking about where the first factory would go, we wanted to kind of target where the problem areas are, and we saw California as having the most high cost of housing, the most homeless issues, just so much need for housing there. But we didn't want to be in California and subject to this kind of regulatory environment that they have there. So we said, let's go right next door into Nevada. And we are really happy with the choice. They've got a really supportive local government here. We've got a great tax situation, and we've got an abundance of these huge warehouse buildings going up all around. So maybe when you drove in here, you might have seen, tons of warehouses, tons of under construction warehouses. So it's just really ideal for us, and we wouldn't really find anything like that anywhere else. What we're doing right now is we're planning an absolutely monstrous factory as kind of a next step. So hopefully we get into something that's 10 or 20 times bigger than this, where we can really hit all the economies of scale, we can really get all the automation we need, and have something that looks more like a modern automobile factory. Because this factory is great, but it's still very small, it's still very manual process. So once everything's perfect in here, we're going to be looking to take that next step to something really big. And what I like to point out is most automobile factories produce 1 car per minute. So we think that our technology is compatible with that, and our goal is that in a future factory we would produce 1 house per minute. So if we can achieve that, that's a really big deal, and it's going to be really impactful.
Where do I even start? One of the biggest takeaways I got from my visit is that Boxabl One is a research and development facility. So even though they're building 1 to 2 homes per day right now, what they're actually doing is figuring out the most efficient way to build their products. On top of that, you can feel the excitement around the product from the moment you walk into the building. People seem fired up to be a part of what they got going on down there in the desert because, well, it's exciting. The entire place has an extremely cool vibe, from the virtual reality casita tour that had me pretzeled in the open office space to the scooter garage where you can take one of the whips from one end of the factory to the other in a hurry. I wouldn't consider myself a cool guy, but I can spot it when I see it, and the folks at the helm of Boxabl are bringing something a little different. Let me back up a little bit. If you haven't heard of Boxabl, they're a Las Vegas-based company currently building 375 square foot casitas with a waitlist over 100,000 people long. I have a full video of their casita coming, so if you want to see that, you might want to think about subscribing. The main difference and what separates them from other offsite constructed homes currently available is the fact that theirs fold down to 8.5 feet wide, which makes way more logical sense to ship because it reduces the cost to move it from place to place. As Galliano mentioned, they're currently building between 2 and 3 casitas per day, which certainly leaves a bit of a gap between ordering your casita and taking delivery if you're number 100,001 on the wait list. But what we have to remember is they have to crawl before they walk, then walk before they run, and they're fine-tuning their process. There have been rumors flying around, possibly started by me, of a second factory in Vegas that unfortunately I could not get official confirmation. information on. But if it does end up being true, you better believe they'll make improvements over their current operation, which will lead to more output, and the steps they're taking will gradually get bigger and bigger until they're at the point where in a full sprint building more casitas than we can shake a stick at. After covering their progress for almost a year, it was a bit surreal to be touring the factory and seeing the process firsthand. 170,000 square feet is a massive space, and it looks absolutely huge from the outside, but inside it did seem smaller than I was expecting. No idea why, but it did. It was weird. The casitas are being built down one side of the building with a focus on repetition to get these things built as fast as possible. Right now, every single casita being built is the same, but there are plans to expand on what they offer. From the time the first walls go up, there are 11 stations, and as you walk down the line, you can gradually see the casitas come to life. Station 1 starts with a portion of the home with walls on 2 sides. Station 2, we see a few cabinets and the centerpiece of the floor added. Station 3, the cabinets are finished, counters installed, and some appliances are added. Station 4, the roof is put on the first half of the home. Station 5, the rest of the floor and another section of the wall is added. Station 6, all 4 walls and the roof are on. Stations 7 through 10, the interior is finished out and quality control inspections are done, and the final step is folding up the home to get it ready to ship. I've seen the videos of these things being folded up many times, but seeing it in person was something else, because even though maybe the inside of the factory seems smaller, the casita itself seemed bigger. To get it done, a crane or lift is required, and they have one on site at the fold-up station. The entire process took about 20 to 30 minutes. The roof is folded back onto itself, then 2 of the outside walls are folded in and the other wall is folded down to the floor, and finally the floor is folded up. The home is shrink wrapped and moved outside where they wait to be picked up. Before my visit, even though I'd seen renderings for larger units, I thought there was a chance they would only ever sell the casitas, and I was wrong. I assumed since there was so many people trying to get their mitts on a casita that they would pour all their efforts into building those and those alone. However, they're very excited about the potential of the entire system, which includes numerous sizes, layouts, and styles of buildings. This is where buyers will be able to create the stacking unit that have been popular online, along with other sizes like 20 by 40 that will be available in multiple different configurations. So eventually you will be able to get a 20 by 40 unit that'll be a kitchen and living room, and combine it with another 20 by 40 unit that will be 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, and all of a sudden you've got a 1,600 square foot home that shows up in 2 pieces, shipped at an affordable rate, and can be set up in about a day. At that point, the combinations and possibilities become almost endless, and their homes become a real possibility for a lot more buyers. They were fairly tight-lipped about any concrete plans for future factories, but based on what I saw, my guess is the mega factory that's been hinted at will be multiples of what they have at Boxabl One. Each line will then be building a certain size or layout, so instead of one line taking up the whole factory, maybe it'll be 10 plus, all building simultaneously while maintaining their efficiency through repetition. Think about it. Line 1, casita. Line 2, casita open layout. Line 3, 20 by 40 kitchen living room. Line 4, 20 by 40 bedroom bathroom, and around we go until they're able to offer all the things people are trying to buy, and in combinations that would appeal to far more people. The question I see a lot in the comments of the Boxabl videos is when. So let's check back in with Galliano and see what we can find out.
Hopefully, in 5 years, Boxabl has kind of proven out all the basics, and we've turned on this next kind of monster factory. So at that point, I would hope that we would be, profitable, cranking out, thousands of houses per year, seeing them being deployed all around the place, and just looking to grow as much as possible. As soon as we kind of prove out this factory and the next factory, we're going to look to go really big. We're going to look to do multiple factories in the US, multiple factories international, because we just think that this product really is a fit for most building types around the planet. And the initial product, the casita, that's just a starting point. That's just kind of the first room module in our building system. Eventually we'll roll out bigger rooms with different interiors that all can stack and connect to build many different buildings, so that the Boxabl building system could build a 1,000-unit apartment or a single-family residential, all the way down to this little casita that we're starting with.
Before my visit, the extent of my communication with Galliano was a few messages back and forth on Instagram, so I really didn't know much about where he sees the company going other than what's on the website. Even though I thought I had somewhat of a handle of what they were up to and where they were going, one thing I definitely missed was just how big they want to take this thing. He wants to put a serious dent in more than just the accessory dwelling unit space. He's looking at the entire housing market. Multiple people at the factory mentioned that Boxabl One was a research and development facility, and the name alone alludes to the fact that there are more factories on the way, or they just would have called it Boxabl. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch just how big the company gets and how fast they're able to grow, but one thing is for sure, they're just getting started. Boxabl is still fairly new to the offsite construction space, but from what I saw in my visit to their facility, I think they're going to be around for a long time. A more affordable housing option is not a new idea, but the product that they're bringing to the market most certainly is, and with the momentum they've been able to build in such a short amount of time, I think it's going to be a wild ride. I do really enjoy tracking Boxabl's progress, and this certainly won't be the last update I give on them, so stay tuned for more right here on my YouTube channel. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.